What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Straight No Chaser Cowboys podcast, and we're gonna do a post-game show production. As we know, the Cowboys. Listen, man, have been on one right now. With the definitely, to some people's expectations, a very uncharacteristic win. Coming from behind, from 3 scores down to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, 24-21. So, gentlemen. First and foremost, how we feeling?
Pretty damn good, man. Holiday week. Still basking in the glow of the fireworks from Sunday, which you're about to get into. So it's one of my favorite weeks of the year. And I said, feeling pretty good about it, man. There we go. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna find a way to incorporate this into every show.
Is that the one? Is that the one we took to? Is that the one you took to LA?
No, I actually bought this out here to LA like 4 years ago.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's what we on right now.
Right on. I love it.
All right,
JC. It's so good to not have to shut myself off from the entire media world when they lose. Like I can watch the highlight shows and again, it is insane, right? How much, like you just turn ESPN on, man, and there is Cowboys, all Cowboys all the time, man, which is cool as hell. And it's interesting as hell and fun as hell. Like real quick, like you said, Cliff, when I said, hey, man, ain't it great, being a Cowboy fan with all the emotions? And you said, sometimes I got to agree 100%. Well, this is one of those times that it's definitely great.
It is, man. And so, it's, since that helmet won't cooperate, I will go with a towel I got from AT&T about 6-7 years ago. So, one of my prized possessions. I will talk this. But no, I mean, it's the total conundrum of being a Cowboy fan. Like, the highs are high, the lows are low, the ridiculous is ridiculous. But we sign up for it every year, right? So
100%.
With that being said, I'm gonna go into my Skip Bayless bag and say, how about them Cowboys? Listen, man, we beat the best team in football right now. We beat them. Now
they weren't slumping either. They had won 4 in a row.
Exactly. Now there is nuance to the win, and we'll get into that as the show progresses. But we beat the best team in football, so I'm not trying to hear none of that dismissive BS that everybody does. That it was just this person, it was just this team. They just only beat this many playoff teams. It's undeniable, right? So with that being said, let's get into topic number 1. That's gonna be Dak Prescott legacy check versus the ranks of one Tony Romo. Now listen, man.
Number 9.
You can love Tony Romo, you can hate Tony Romo. He's a very polarizing guy. We all remember the infamous trip he took before the playoff game against Seattle and went off, and then he had the gaff being the holder, and we all know how that played out. But Tony Romo was a damn good quarterback for us, being an undrafted guy out of Eastern Michigan.
Eastern Illinois.
A great quarterback for us, and Dak being literally the heir apparent from him, with a lot of questions. About, he had a phenomenal rookie year, probably the best rookie year.
A lot of average defenses.
Absolutely. A lot of pedestrian defenses, man. Shout out to Barry Church, saying so it is what it is. Too soon?
The energy was up too, man. Come on, dog.
Orlando Scandrick.
Oh.
We had a lot of mature guys back there.
Everybody has to have special teams guys.
James.
It's just you got to tilt the scales, man. You know what I'm saying? And again, and I'll go back to the panel real quick, but like I was talking to Darren about this, and It's like, damn, man, like in the last like 25 years and shit, like the Cowboys are still top 10. And I'm like, what? And Darren's like, oh yeah, that's no surprise to me. But then I looked at it and was like, well, shit, they had fucking Romo and Prescott quarterback in the thing, right? I mean, these guys are 30, 40 games over fucking 500. All right? Like, seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Not to be taken lightly, by the way, in the,
right?
in the annals of history.
Yeah.
It's the whole fucking thing now. You know what I'm saying? Again, you know, as I throw it back to the distinguished members of the panel, try getting around without a competent guy. And they get back to me and tell me, you know what I'm saying? And let me know, you know, how fucking, you know, 6-11 feels.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this too. As bad as Dak can be at times, do we gotta go back to the Quincy Carter stories? Do we gotta go back to Chad Hutchinson stories? Do we gotta go back to the?
You read my mail now,
Huh?
Turner. Yeah, you read my mail.
Clint Carter was better than Hutchinson. That's for damn sure. And Henson too.
Drew Henderson.
Carter had one good year.
Drew Henson, aka Tom Brady starter, who he backed up at Michigan.
Anthony Wright.
Anthony Wright.
Stunner should have been playing for the Desperados.
They said Clint Sterner absolutely should have been an arena guy. We had what's my man Banks? We had a Tony Banks sighting.
Yeah, the Beef was our quarterback at one point.
The Beef.
What's the other the backup we had before Cooper Rush that he split time between us and the Texans?
Orton.
Mistake.
That rat bastard.
Who?
Orton.
Not Kyle Orton, but yes, him too in this fold. What's my guy? Like he was a popular guy like 2015, 2016. Like he was a name.
Homeboy from New England. Castle.
Matt Castle.
Not Matt Castle.
When Brady got hurt, Castle took the boys 10-6, still missed the playoffs.
I'm not talking about Matt Castle. He played for the Texans and the Cowboys.
Cowboys, no kidding.
What's Brody's name? I think he went to Oklahoma State, but you know, whatever. I mean, over the course of the show, we probably can bring his name back. But
my man's oh shit, the dude that was like 26 when he was a rookie.
Yeah.
Yes. Whedon.
Brandon Whedon.
There
you go. Brandon Whedon.
Like, he was on the ESPN sports science shit, and he blew up the skeet clay shot with the football, and I was like, damn, man, he's cold. And he turned out to be nothing.
Exactly. So that's what I was referencing. One, Brandon Whedon. We've seen a lot of bodies be at QB1, you know, for a long time, short time, and medium time. Mm-hmm. And I got to say, over the course of evaluation of 10 years, Dakota Rain Prescott has taken the reins from Tony Romo damn well, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we got the right to talk our shit. And so the subject matter is
about having the guy and keeping him upright. Like, seriously, Cowboy fan, don't be stupid.
Come on. So we talking about his record night and legacy. So by the numbers, you know, I like to do that to establish, you know, a baseline, because people can say all kind of shit. Men and women lie, numbers don't. Dak Prescott 2 days ago was 23 for 36 for 354 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He got sacked 1 time and
1 rushing touchdown.
Huh?
And 1 rushing touchdown.
And 1 rushing touchdown. Yeah, so
which was a very impactful rushing touchdown.
You know, the privilege of living in Dallas, you really get to hear what like tried and true Dallas fans think. And Dallas, and listen, man, Dak is a great punching bag for like casual fans, because let's be honest, most of our fan base is based on casual fans. So it's easy to shit on Dak. It's really easy to shit on Dak. But Dak, I mean, if all things, you know, if we think things into account, he's had like this is about his 3rd iteration. Can we agree on that? Like when he's molded himself to his 3rd form? Whereas first.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah. So
and that too eerily, I want you to finish, but that too kind of eerily mirrors Romo's evolution. But keep going.
Yeah. So he's hit his third stride right now. So you're seeing grown man. I've seen it all. I did it all, Dak. That's what you're seeing right now.
Yep.
And one thing I love, the fact is that goddamn George Pickens. And I said this last show. I said, listen, I'm having a small quagmire, a quandary, as it were, about is he better than CeeDee Lamb? He's 2 years younger. And all I know is when Lamb was out, George Pickens ain't missing stride, literally, through those 3 to 4 weeks. Right. Am I missing something?
No. But I'm going to get into that in a bit.
I got you. So I'll land it here.
I want to touch this legacy page before we move on.
Yeah, I'll land it here because I think this ties into the legacy. Having a guy, whereas when I see Dak go through one read and launch that bitch, I know it's going to George Pickens. And I'm like, he gonna catch that motherfucker. Like Dak saw something. He saw an early read. He saw a quick beat. And that's just something Dak ain't really had the luxury of pretty much his whole career.
Right.
With that being said, gentlemen, go ahead.
No one has a matchup for him. Like, it's just, he's the NFL cat right now that, like, you can't match up with. It just doesn't matter. Cooper DeJean, all right?
Oh, really solid young quarterback.
I just worked him. Okay? It's Sauce Gardner. Eventually, he got in Sauce's mix. Mm-hmm. At some point in time, man, this guy's going to work you. The spinnaker, all arms and legs. Right? Like, it is so much cooler when they throw it to GP. You know what I'm saying? This guy right now, forget next year, this guy's the path for us. This is the path for us through GP, like everything's possible. He's a matchup nightmare. All right. You press him and he bass deep on a takeoff. All right. He's a 4-4 guy. All right. You're off of him. And the slants, it's a wrap. It's just a matter of, is he going to catch it and keep running for 20 yards? Right? Or are you going to come get him? It's just ball you man. 50-50 balls. They're not even 50-50 balls anymore.
It's George
ball. It's 50-50 balls. Like, he's just tilted in his favor. And not only that, Prescott's been dropping some fucking dimes, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
These throws fall from out of heaven and hit motherfuckers dead in the fucking hands.
CeeDee Lamb? Right? CeeDee Lamb? Hitting you right in the
man, I'm telling you, there are times Aquarius throws that takeoff route as good as anybody that's ever played the game, right? Just, accuracy. That's what we talk about. Accuracy.
No. You just may have coined a phrase that you may be right, sir.
Accuracy. Accuracy.
Well, accuracy is about two things.
I love that.
We're going to speak realistically about
that is strong.
He's not trash or a league MVP. All right, it's not he's trash or a league MVP. No, we're going to speak accurately about him. And when he is accurate, man, like it's just that game against the Eagles, the way he brought him back and the numbers he put up. All right. And again, the touchdown. All right. Like I had said several weeks back, mistakenly, that, he was like Lionheart. Right. Then I went into the fucking Scottish Braveheart accent. All right. No, he's like Braveheart. All right. He's literally like Braveheart. He's William Wallace. That's Prescott. I mean, That game summed his whole shit up. A few throws that you're like, Jesus, dude, what are you doing? And then the blood and guts and hitting dudes dead in the hands, all right, on 50-yard throws. He pushed the ball down the field big time in that game. We don't see it often. And I have been one of the guys that says that he can't do it. But he put them boys on his back.
Absolutely.
Put the boys on his back and brought them back. I know Pickens and Cats made great catches and all that, man, but this motherfucker was dropping dimes.
I'm gonna say these. I'm gonna say these two things, D Brown. I'm gonna let you rock because I know you're gonna put that thing on the slow cooking and do what you do. I do want to say first and foremost, if y'all not hitting the like button, y'all bullshitting. Hit the like button, man. You're gonna get the best Cowboy commentary, and we're gonna keep it all. Absolutely. Shout out to my guy, Third Ward Colombian. Says,
Third Ward, what's up?
Great winning comeback for the Cowboys. Next matchup, your Chiefs. It's gonna be interesting, and we're gonna get to that. So shout out to Third for showing love, and shout out to Joe to you says go Texans. I mean, good luck with that. All right, so let me say this one last thing too. For us to win a game like that against the best football team in the NFL, that whole shit that we do, that when we get behind, is behind us. And I think that is by virtue of QB1. D Brown, go ahead.
I love it, man. So I want to touch base on the legacy piece because, the topic was as he passes now Tony Romo for, all-time in passing yards, for this franchise. The further we get away from that, because it's obviously still in the mix of what's now become a really interesting season on the heels of this win. But from a historical perspective, man, especially when we can't as well seasoned as I am, I grew up in the Staubach era, right? So, you talk about the peaks and valleys. My childhood, my preteen years were basically spent watching the Cowboys go to 5 Super Bowls in a decade. Actually, I went to 5 Super Bowls in 7 years.
10 conference title games in 20 years. Rolled to the ball, went to Dallas.
So led by, the immortal, the sainted Roger Staubach. Then we had, Danny White, right? Who was his immediate successor. Who kind of weird in that, the way Dak Prescott, succeeded Romo because Romo physically couldn't go anymore, right? It was the same thing with Danny White and Roger Staubach. And Danny White was, super athletic guy, big time college dude. And he was a terrific punter, actually. He comes in, the guy goes to 3 straight. This guy succeeds the sainted Roger Staubach and comes in and goes to 3 straight NFC championship games, right? And couldn't get him over the top. I think he missed 1 due to injury, but the Cowboys go to 3 straight in on his watch as a starter. Like Romo, he's a big more of a risk taker. Threw more picks. Matter of fact, he was far more risk taker than Romo was. And then there was the dark ages, the last half of the 80s in the Landry era. Then, they hit rock bottom, obviously, at the very end of the 80s. Now we get to the Jones era, right? And then we go through Aikman. And we know what that produced, right? Then we go to the dark ages again after the Aikman era, all those guys you just named. And then, we find undrafted, Jim out of Eastern Illinois, Tony Romo, who was at one time 4th on the depth chart. 4th. The guy was literally, they had 4 quarterbacks and he was 4th. And, that was one hell of a run that he had, particularly given the first 5 years or so of the 9 that he actually played, where you mentioned average defenses, Joe. I would dare say he had 2 of the historically worst defenses. How some of those 8-8 teams that they went through, whether 10, 11, and 12 or somewhere around there, how they got to 8-8 was all because of him, because those teams had no business going to 8-8. And then, Cliff, you galvanized it like perfectly. Like I said, you were reading my mail when, you saw the evolution. You saw this, young, energetic talent, kind of had the gunslinger deal, humbled when he started, had some very early success, but he's kind of wild with it, right? Kind of had to rein him in. Then he became a celebrity, right? And then we had the Jessica Simpson thing and the Mexico thing and that whole deal. Then he had the little injury bug, had some, a couple of disappointments in there. The people starting to sour on him a little bit. Then he grows up, right? And then so by was that 2014, his last season?
Mm-hmm. 2016 was his last. Well, that's when Dak came in.
2014 was his last full season.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Full season.
Yeah, 2014 was his last. 2014 was the Dez play, right?
Yeah.
But so when he comes, he gets hurt. In game 2, after a brilliant comeback of the opener against the Giants in game 1 of the 15th season. Game 2, he cracks his collarbone. That was that. 16 comes back, he'd seen it all, right? We was like, man, they had the line, grab Zeke Elliott, not a overpowering defense, but good enough to, because of him and that run game. You're like, bro, that was the first year of probably 20 before that I'm thinking like, man, we might take our ass at least back to the NFC Championship game. Then this son of a bitch gets hurt in the preseason game and enters one Dak Prescott.
Yep.
Who, and what's really cool about the Dak story, man, is this was a dude, I don't know how many people know this. This was a dude who was literally one bad Alabama game his senior year at Mississippi State. He was the front runner for the Heisman before they play Alabama. And that was on the strength of a game that I was at in Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge where he went nuts against an NFL-ready defense, threw for 300 plus, ran for 100 plus, and I think LSU said 5-6 guys in the first round that year off that defense. I'm like, God damn. So how the hell he slipped to the 4th round? Still one of the great mysteries.
Took him to a number 1 rating. Took him to being ranked number 1 in the nation.
Mississippi State, dude. I mean, I wanted to bring this into context. Right.
Did that.
Yeah, I wanted to bring this into context. Mississippi State didn't have a slew of talent, right? And a number 1 ranking, he's the leading Heisman candidate, and somehow slips to a supplemental 4th to Dallas. And then by Stephen Jones' admission, he was going straight to the practice squad because he was a project. That was a quote. It's like, this dude was a Heisman candidate, and he's a project? Right? So the whole overcoming thing, right, and there's kind of some similarities with Jalen Hurts there. It's like once he got opportunity, right, he never gave it back. Romo gets hurt.
Yeah, they liked him because he didn't turn it over.
Right. The Beeb gets his ankle stepped on.
Like, all 100. That's one thing about the kid. He didn't turn it over.
All 148 pounds of the Beeb, breaks his ankle. That gets his shot. Here we are, going on 10 seasons later? And we're in the middle of his 10th season. And man, like you said, Cliff, you said it perfectly. Because of the Dallas fan, and you got a taste of that living here. He's a very easy punching bag, and it's a whole just mix of so much success over the year. Like the fan here overall is really, really spoiled because this franchise as a whole has seen a lot of success, and there's an expectation of it. Some of it, a lot of it, undue at times. And they just haven't had the talented teams. But with the Cowboys, it's supposed to happen anyway. But there was so much success over that period. I just highlighted, right? You get this dude back, he comes out, they go 13-3, and you're like, damn, rookie year, and he balls out, and I love what you mentioned about the 3 versions because he sure as hell wasn't pushing the ball down the field. Really didn't have to. He had rookie Zeke with him. Had Jason Witten,
Bryant,
right? Des Bryant, Jason Witten, right? He had all the security blankets, right? Great line in front of him, and you're like, damn. And then things happen. He gets suspended. Line gets hurt. Things kind of fall off. Then you see him kind of struggle a little bit. We see the iteration before the Amari Cooper trade, get Amari. Then I think that was like Act 2, if you will, because he's starting to make plays a little bit. But what's been fun to watch with this dude, man, is for a guy who wasn't known, to Joey's point, particularly for his accuracy, how in the last 4.5 seasons, he's become an outstanding passer. He was not the classic dual threat, but more dual threat when he came in the league. But man, this dude has really built and fashioned himself into an outstanding passing quarterback. And now, he's walking up to the line. He's checking out the plays. He's getting them into the right play. I mean, he's got all the command. And like you said, Cliff, now we're looking at this iteration where he's had the brief early success. Damn sure had some valleys. Led the league that 1 year in interceptions, all that shit, and bounced back. I love his resilience, his resolve, And then you look up and this dude is now the all-time leading passer in this franchise storied history, man.
That's a hell of a story.
Yeah, I mean, again, from an unheralded, touch the lip of the cup, if you will, Heisman candidate, slips to a supplemental fourth. He wasn't even Dallas's first or second choice. They wanted Paxton Lynch.
I mean, but Paxton Lynch was a name back then, though.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, Dallas made several calls to Paxton Lynch draft day. Nah, I mean, you talk about, you want to redo that deal, So, then Connor Cook, Michigan State dude that went to the Raiders, they were trying to make that happen. That's what Prescott, like my man said, Prescott's there. Let's go ahead and take him. I mean, he's pretty decent. And now, almost 10 years later, he's your franchise leader. So I wanted to bring some real color to his walk because, I think he's fashioned and molded himself into an outstanding quarterback. When the totality of it, when you look at it at all, he makes far more plays, positive plays that he doesn't. Sometimes he has some cringe, or I think he gets a little greedy, and that I think he's matured into that aggressive nature. And I don't want to take that away from him because again, he makes more plays than he doesn't. But now, almost by accident, now you've got these weapons that you guys started to touch on, right? When you got CD, and now you have this budding superstar in 24-year-old George Pickens and this young stud at tight end, and you got a solid run game, and now you got a young, getting better by the week offensive line, and now we might have a legit window through the end of his contract. So it's been a hell of a run to witness. Personally, I'm a huge fan. I'm gonna land it right here. I have the same affinity now where Dak is in his career that I did in wanting him so badly because I'm such a fan of the player and the guy. I'm at that same place, and my affinity for him is where I was when Dirk Nowitzki, before he finally got his championship. That's exactly where I am with Dak right now. I want that bad for him because he's been really good for a long time. There's been a lot of disappointment. A lot of similarities there. First round exits, like Dirk.
Yeah.
A lot of promise, a lot of disappointment.
But now
it's like if he could just get that squad, if you just go get that Tyson Chandler, if you just go get that Jet Terry, if you go get that Jason Kidd, you know what I'm saying? And then an unsung dude that contributes like a JJ Barea, like they may have that in the Cavante Turpin. And then all of a sudden, now you go get a George Pickens. And now you bring in Quentin Williams. I know we'll talk about him later, but it's like all of a sudden that window is kind of there. He's at that real mature point, and I hope he takes not only just being the franchise leader, but joins that most elite echelon with Staubach and Aikman as Super Bowl champion.
Hoop that is, man. And I want to say this before we go to our next segment. I'm gonna bring up two things. One, chapter and verse, I'm with you wholeheartedly with that whole layout with Dak Prescott because back in way back ago in 2016, I want to say
2016 when you drafted.
Yeah, so it was rookie year. I had come down to Dallas to watch the Ravens and Cowboys play. And I think we lost that game, but after the game we went to the club. And after the club, we saw Lucky Whitehead in there. Shout out to Lucky. We saw Dak and Zeke. And RIP Zeke from a professional standpoint. And what I observed was this. And I told this story a few times on this channel.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember this.
I saw Dak Prescott. He stayed in the VIP the entire time. He had some snow with him, if you read between the lines, as far as his choice of women. Didn't want to be in the way, reserved and whatever. I saw Zeke with his Cowboys hoodie on, with the shits in the mix, doing his thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I had to step back in this moment. I'm like, so I guess, from an age standpoint, that would put me at about early 30s, like maybe 31. I was like, damn, this is the future of my damn team in here in this damn club. And what I noticed was, I was like, Dak Prescott is one professional motherfucker. even his rookie year when he didn't know nothing just yet, but he knew enough. Right. And now we fast forward basically 10 years later. I'm like, yep, that's what I looked at back then, and that was my opinion. That's what I'm saying. So to kind of put a stamp on this Dak Prescott, having a legacy situation. This is what he'd been raised to do. So shout out to his mom, shout out to his dad, shout out to family around him, because now you're seeing the culmination of what he was. Because if we remember Zeke, and not to shit on Zeke, but just to kind of speak plainly, those early flaws we saw, they came out with him being, what he was. And I know he plays a position that has a shorter shelf life, but you saw the character flaws. And I saw that year one. And so that story always sticks with me, because I'm like, man, these two dudes are different.
Great point.
And if from a franchise leading standpoint, the Cowboys made the damn good decision to kind of build around Dak Prescott and not Zeke Elliott. Because at one point, he was saying Zeke the leader. I was like, nah, he not a leader, man. No, sir.
No. That was a choice. That was a phrasing you used then. When you first told that story, and I remember it well. That was the phrasing you used then. He's not a leader of men.
Yes, I say he's not a leader.
Yep.
I'm saying he's a leader. Zeke's not a leader. Yep. No.
Yep.
No. He's a good tool. So
and his dad was worried about Zeke. If you remember that.
Huh?
You remember Zeke's dad came out in
yes. I remember that. Yes.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you spot on with that.
Age as well, man. Like as far as people evaluation, I'm just saying. So
you spot on with that.
Address Third's comment, and I want the panel to kind of capstone this last topic. He says, Third writes, salute, bro, and hoop jargon media and fellas, great win with the comeback win for the Cowboys. His next matchup with Chiefs. Okay, well, hold on, it's not that one. He also says at this point, Dak's career. Would you say Dak's better than Romo if you compare both of their bodies of works and resumes? Just quick fire, man. Give it a minute each. What would you say that Dak has to do to be better than Romo in your lore? I know he has more yards. That doesn't mean a better career. So just real quick, I want y'all's kind of so we can capture where Dak Prescott is right now in comparison to Tony Romo.
Well, given the fact that they played about the same amount of time, and he's passing him now. What's amazing is how alarmingly similar their production has been, right? Overall, I would still say the edge in terms of better talent, pure talent at the position, would go to number 9. I thought he did more longer with less. I think that's documented. They both had similar situations where they had, neither team that they over the course of the time or the majority of the time that they've led both of their squads had balanced teams. We talk about their word on time, imbalanced, and they both had situations where they had great offensive output years, kind of undercut by the fact that there were times where they couldn't and didn't run the football. I mean, one year Romo put that bitch in the air like 650 times. They didn't have that balance. They sure as hell didn't have the defense, to play complementary football. I thought Romo, I think, was this is where to me Dak's been impressive, where he's grown to be, in that conversation with Romo with regard to accuracy as a passer. I thought as far as pure playmaker is concerned, I still would give Romo the slight edge. Yeah, but in terms of that, now landed here. In terms of their career, or Dak, I'm talking about being remembered better. It's actually, he leads his team to an NFC Championship game and or the Super Bowl, and sure as hell if he wins it, then that's a non-conversation when it gets to totality. Right now, about 9 seasons each, I still give a slight edge to Romo. But that's a much closer conversation than I would have thought 5 years ago.
Yeah, spot on. JC, you got it, bro.
He just needs to play longer. And again, it's unbelievably similar just in that, give the guy a 15 to 1,800 yard rusher and a somewhat legitimate defense, and see how shit works out. When Romo had that in 2014, with Murray, it just changed. It changed the entire setup.
Yeah,
they were able to mask with Murray the shortcomings of that Barry Church, Spencer-led outfit. Jerome Mincy
couldn't cover, couldn't rush.
All right. Cam rushes for 1,800 yards, man. Like, you're controlling the football game in terms of possession, and that's how they won all of those games that year, man. They just minimized the exposure of the offense, of the defense, with an 1,800-yard rusher. Now, Javonte Williams is not an 1,800-yard guy, but it looks to me like he's going to get you 14 to 15. He's been unbelievably consistent. Unbelievably consistent. A guy that you can win with. Same thing defensively. If they can just, if they can just get a defense that can make some plays and get some stops, all right? Damn, you want to talk about a script flipping of a game. Those 21-0, and then the Cowboys defense just got stop after stop after stop after stop. Put them in second and long. And they pressured them on third down. That's always the main thing, right? Quarterbacks doing well against pressure, man, it's an anomaly. All right, like 8 times out of 10, when a quarterback faces pressure, it's an incomplete or a pick. It's not a good play, And the things that they're doing, again, not to pat us on the back, but there's a lot of things that they're doing now with the D-line and the formations that they're running. I could go back 4 years, okay, and isolate where we talked about running a 4-3 over defense to mask some of the run stopping deficiencies that they had. Wow. What did we talk about when they got Williams? We talked about it in the chat. We talked about it on the air. A lot of prominent Dallas Cowboys podcast said, they're not going to run a lot of 5-man fronts. Bullshit. I knew as soon as they got him. With the emergence of Izaraku, the steady play of Clowney, we were going to see more 5-man fronts. And what is a 4-3 over? It is essentially kicking a guy in a linebacker position to the line of scrimmage. It's 5 cats up front. And not only that, they got Williams playing 5 technique. All right? On the right side, the right end, right? Sometimes. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. We said this time and time again. Well, one guy can't make a difference. Like a really good motherfucker, like a really good dude, a really good ball player, he could make a fucking difference.
Absolutely.
and it's been better than I've expected. And this is a different team. This football team is a different team than what we saw, 3 weeks ago. Different football team.
Okay, and I love that. And let me segue to our next segment with that premise. Because 2 weeks ago, we saw one Gerald Wayne Jones come on and say, well, we got a trade coming, and we may have another one. And we all were like, we just lost to the Cardinals. Fuck you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we're done. Like, what are you groveling at? Like, what are you chomping at the bits at? We suck. And listen, man, one thing I try to always do, when billionaires talk a certain way, I try to understand that is probably a reason why they talk that way, right? So I was like, okay, we lost an embarrassing.
Calculated.
Huh?
Very calculated.
Yes.
Their conversations about everything Even grocery shopping, it's very calculated.
Except
it's the move. It's the move beyond the move.
Sometimes he's not that calculated.
So what Darren is saying is seeing the forest through the trees. 100%. So in my emotional state, I was mad about the loss, but I was like, okay, he's very, optimistic about the coming days with this shit. I'm like, okay, so and naturally, let me see it play out, and then I'll have a real opinion, right? So he goes, and we get Logan Wilson. I'm like, okay. I mean, we need a linebacker, but okay.
No doubt.
But then he dropped the big 6 with Quentin Williams. I'm just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Now listen, I've seen people like Trey Wingo say that was a lot to give, but he was saying it in the context. I don't give a damn because we can't draft D tackles. I don't care. We suck at it. It is what it is. And something I said a few weeks ago on the show is like we need a big nasty up middle. And listen, man, Kenny Clark has been great. He's been great for us.
Very solid.
Very solid, but 29.
Very solid.
Very solid. But at 29, not a forced multiplier.
There you go.
But then we go get big Quentin Williams. Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
In the last 2 games, we've given up like what? Less than 100
best
rushing
all-around defensive tackle in football in the last 2 games.
Come on. Less than 100 rushing yards, and when this was been our biggest pet peeve.
He's number 1 guy right now.
Like,
my apologies, guys. My apologies, Cliff, to your point on that transformation since Big Q has been here. I should have screenshotted and sent it to Zen so he could pop it up on the show. But there is a numerical stat that was produced by one of the Cowboys blogs, and like I said, like a dumbass, I didn't screenshot and send it to Zen, but it was mind-numbing how impactful this guy has been in terms of the overall defense. The amount, to put it in full context, obviously he's the catalyst, right? He's the force multiplier. But they get Hooker back. Overshown hits the field, Revel, and Carson. They mentioned those 5 guys highlighted by.
Got rid of Elam.
Got rid of Elam.
Run defense 75% better, right?
Yeah, and here's what was crazy, y'all. The last 2 games with that grouping highlighted by Quentin Williams, the top 5 in run defense. You went from 31st to fucking top 5. Dog, look. Now, I'm nearsighted, right? So I took my phone and blew that motherfucker up like 20-fold. Is that
he good?
What? Are you serious? Man. And then they talk about some other metrics. And I'm kicking myself in the ass even talking about it now. But to your point, Cliff, it was an oh shit deal. And what made it even sweeter, and I'm gonna throw it back to you, was reading Saquon's Barkley's comments before they played. Like, oh shit, Dallas got him? Like, I don't know. Basically, like, I don't know what, I'm paraphrasing, I don't know what the hell the Jets were thinking, but that sucks that Dallas has, because they said he's one of the best guys in the league, and he said that sucks that Dallas has him. Because it means we got to see this other bitch for the next 3 years. Twice a year. So, and then
27.
And then Sunday afternoon happens, right? And you're like,
you line him up on the right side, the quarterback's blind side, at the 5 tech, and offensive lines have to put their best 2 fucking guys on him. Not just 2 guys. They got to put their best 2 guys on him. Where is that motherfucker? What is he doing? What's going on with Williams?
You want me somebody free?
Seriously, like he cannot hide, and you cannot hide from him. He has been fucking dynamic.
Yeah, to say the least.
It surpassed all expectations. And again,
in 2 games,
right? It's the domino effect. We talk about this shit all the time. The force multiplier, the domino effect. Okay, so I'm gonna throw it back to the panel, and whoever comes with the right answer, I'm sure you both get it. Who has hogged out and benefited the most from Quinnen Williams being on the roster? And go.
Oseo Odigizua.
I would say Clowney's been looking damn good with Quinnen Williams doing this shit.
There it is. There it is. He looks like a completely different player with this guy next to him. Again, we talk about it all the time. The game's about players, man. Everything affects everything. All right? These cats run their mouth, okay? Local media, radio, terrestrial, internet, whatever. They run their mouth. Well, yeah, this thing's hopeless. One guy can't do it. Bullshit. When the dude is Quinnen Williams, all right, he's in his prime, and he is easily one of the top 10 defensive linemen in the NFL, and I would say right now, top 5.
I'm about to say, yeah. You don't shrink that list down.
When a motherfucker is like that, why do you think they're always looking for him all the time? When a cat is like that, hey, man, boy, I'm telling you right now, man, y'all better move around me. I'm serious. When a cat is like that, the shit is real. It's real, man. It's real. And because cats don't watch the line of scrimmage.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Yeah. We're seeing that right now,
That's
man.
the sexy part. Yeah. Yeah. It's been amazing, man. I mean, when I saw that metric, I couldn't believe, just by the numbers, right? Like the turnaround of these two games since Q got here, and then you watch the tape, right? Because I've seen like some Baldinger tapes and a couple other guys, ISO just like the damage that he's done, and then you see the other cats, which we've talked about it on this show, because we were talking about you get a guy like him, now you see guys like Odigizua, who they paid a lot of money in the offseason to do what he's done the last 2 weeks. All of a sudden now he's got, in the last 2 weeks since Q's been here, Odigizua's got 2 sacks and 4 tackles for a loss. God damn it, that's what you paid him for. So, Clowney is even more impactful than he already was. Kenny Clark has had a rejuvenation, right? And it's just like, dog, this is a bad son of a bitch. I mean, and even like to your point, Joey, they're sending 2 guys and he's whipping those motherfuckers and still disrupting the quarterback. So, and not only the quarterback, man, they ISO'd him on this one particular play. He lines up and he's in that stance. What is that stance, Joey? When he's got 2 in the ground. What do they call that?
Cowboys in Dallas.
Yeah, what do they call that stance, Joey, when he's got 2 in the ground?
Who has a better defensive tackle combo than Dallas?
Right now?
Who has a better D tackle combo than Clark? And you call it a trio if you want to with Osa. Than Clark and Williams.
Only thing I would route with is what Philly had 2 years ago.
Tackle combo.
I would say Philly 2 years ago would rival it, but that's 2 years ago.
Right now, it's a conversation for sure.
No, we got the most.
Right now it's a conversation.
You would put Philly in that. And a few years back, I would have said the Commodores, the Commanders, right?
Yeah.
With H.R. and
no doubt.
Put Philly in that. But, and my man, DB, sent me some good ass tape on Tyler Smith and Booker whipping
balling
the Eagles defensive tackles ass. Whipping their ass.
I don't have the notes in front of me, but we go into that.
The Cowboys tandem looked even better because the Cowboys tandem wasn't having those problems.
Yeah.
No, listen, man. The proof is in the is in the pudding, man. We have a
the tape is the tape.
The tape is the tape. We went from the worst run defense team to, like you said, top 5 the last 2 weeks. And that's
unbelievable, man.
That's
crazy.
It's unbelievable. That's what we want. So I wanted to hit a few more of our points we want to go. So sure. we did talk about like our new identity. So let's go briefly on the fact that we went from a 21-point comeback to the resurrection of where we are right now. and us being taken serious in the actual, the actual NBA, NFL landscape. So let's just talk about that a little bit, guys. Like, what do we perceive of that? And shout out to Tone, BC, Iowa, says that hoop jogging. Yes, this hoop jogging in the flesh. Thank you for identifying me on past the joint side of the world. So yeah, so just
they just won it. The 2 turnovers and shit didn't lead to any points. All right, and they happened right by. So they were big plays, and they were big momentum changers. Okay, the forced Barkley fumble, and then the guy running back to punt, and my man Clark gave a brilliant effort to come down and force that fumble out of either turnover. They punted off the Barkley turnover. So the Cowboys just beat their ass. That's what happened. All right. It's or there was flukes and this and that. Nah, man. The Cowboys stymied their whole ass, okay, defensively. They got in their mix and said, fuck all this 2nd and 3 shit. That's over with. Right? Barkley, nothing. Back up, nothing. Hurts, we're putting pressure on your ass. That's what they talk about when they say defense travels in that. This was Cowboys surrendered 21 points. They surrendered 24 in Philadelphia, and this was a completely different defensive effort. Completely different. Okay?
100%.
Opening night, I'm telling you, I felt like the Eagles were just like, we really don't have to do a whole lot. All right?
They do whatever they want to do.
Around and go crazy. Let's just run Saquon. All right. Keep it close to the vest. Right. And eventually we'll just beat these guys, which is kind of what happened. Okay. They just kind of outlasted them, outclassed them. Super Bowl champs versus a 7-10 team. Think about that. So now you come to this and they're like, look, we're pulling out all the stops. We're coming out firing to A.J. Brown. Get this motherfucker the ball. To me, always a great strategy. Why not? He's like a fucking eyeback out there. He's a big, giant dude. Throw it to him. Get it to him. They got it to him, right? They come out and put the pressure on him. Cowboys, with the Schottenheimer decision to go for it, I just don't think you do that early in the game from around midfield. I just don't think that you do that. But he did. Gave him a short field.
Yep.
Eagles cashed in. Cowboys had some missteps along the way early on. You look up, it's 21-0. And the Eagles are cold chilling on it. It's all good, right? Then all of a sudden, get a stop, get a punt, body punch them, run the ball, do the proverbial Red Auerbach, Boston Celtics, score at the end of the fucking quarter or at the end of the first half. Do that. Get that going. Mm-hmm. That shit always seems to matter. Boom. Oh, shit. It was 21. That's 27 now. Oh, shit. We're a play. Away from a play. You know what I'm saying? Like Robin Harris said, the man sitting next to the man, sitting next to the goddamn man, right? Like we're a play away from a play now, and we got that shit done at the end of the first half. Now let's reset. You know what I'm saying? We come out and handle business. The shot, as Coach Schottenheimer must gave a hell of a speech. You know what I'm saying? Because my man, Damian Woody, he was talking about it. He said it. He was like, you don't see the Cowboys respond to adversity.
I saw that. Yep. I saw that.
I love Damian Woody. I have a
saw
tremendous amount of respect. I'm like on Madden, I would always trade for him and shit, right? Like, I always liked the BC guy, right? You know what I'm saying? Very, very good center. Very smart guy. And he just called it. He was like, you don't see them respond to adversity like that. You know what I'm saying? And they did. So you kind of starting to feel a little bit differently about this thing when they get down like that.
And let me say this before D. Brown let you cook, because we got to get to our next topic.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt.
But this, I'm going to lament back to what I said about questioning billionaires. And when Jerry got so excited about, even after that Cardinals lost, because I ain't gonna lie, it put me in a bad place as a Cowboy fan. It really did. I was like,
no, Jacoby Brissett dog walked the ass. He's supposed to be in a bad place.
So yeah. I was in a bad place. And then I heard all this exuberation, and then I'm like, okay, what do I make of this?
Hey, man, I was too. You weren't the only one. I was too.
Yeah, man. I'm like, yo, because we said we got to bank these wins if we trying to do something. Now, listen, so I say all that to say this. It feels like this year is just going to be some magic carp ride, Aladdin, Arabian Nights, some shit going on. Because, bro, some years just be like that. And I don't know if Jerry, sacrificed a goat and like, that this is going to be the year to do some shit. This year just feels weird with the tie football game. We're bringing all the people in that we have. This is just not a typical Cowboy year. So I'm going to reserve the fact that, the topic is about our resurrection and our identity. Mm-hmm. This feels like something different this year.
Why not us?
Huh?
Why not us?
Why not us? We go on the red carpet ride. Why not us? We've been waiting.
Why not us?
Damn near. So
right now.
This year feels weird. So, you can clip this shit for later. If this turns out to be one of them years, it's something about, even when we were down, trodden and destitute, when I saw Jerry Jones be exuberant and I saw the moves we made and I'm seeing where we are right now, this just feels different. It just does.
Man, so to the topic about the identity. So it was very clear and evident before the trade. It was very clear and evident what the identity of this thing was. Even though they had a couple of, closer to mid-season stumbles, the identity of this thing was not to be taken serious because you had a dynamic offense, correct, a budding superstar in George Pickens,
correct,
running the football effectively, playmakers abound. Your quarterback was playing, really, 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 really good football. You have a tight end that's having a career year as well, and Jake Ferguson. Javonte Williams having a resurgent year. Really, really dynamic offensive football team being completely torpedoed by a Old Testament level fucked up defense.
Yep.
This like 11th plague of Egypt shit. It was bad. It was really bad. And it's like, how can this thing be taken seriously when you got an offense by the numbers, mind you, that's at the very top of the other chain? They led the league in weeks, in yards, and I know a good 4 or 5 of those weeks in points. And then at the very bottom of the deal where they dubiously lead the league in giving up the most points. They're averaging 30.5 and they're giving up 31.5. Can't take them seriously. They can't stop anybody. And so remember we talked about this too. There's no balance. And whatever the offense is doing, if they're not on point, if they happen to stumble, which they did, then that thing gets ugly, which it did, i.e. Denver, right? So then the trade happens. Then these last 2 weeks happen. Just alluded to the fact how this thing has completely flipped defensively. And we talked about it, man. If that defense, if you guys remember, about week 3 or week 4, when these offenses, they put up some really great performances, and you're like, man, if that defense can just get decent, not just close to the middle of the pack. Like if he is 32, if they can get to like 19, they might can fuck around. And now the trade happens, and they get some guys back, and you go from I pointed out earlier to
Williams
top 5,
buried in New York. Poor Quentin Williams buried in New York. He was fucking underrated, is what it looks like to me.
And so now you get this guy in here, and it changes. So to the identity question and the topic, well, the identity's changed, and
yes,
it's changed from now you've got a defense that can go out and get the must-have stop. That identity didn't exist before the trade because there was no way in hell they were going to stop teams when they needed to. Absolutely. Do I need to point to the Carolina game? Absolutely. Last 6:40 of that game, the offense never touched the ball because they couldn't fucking get off the field.
Absolutely.
When they had to. Fast forward to this game.
His stats and Osa stats. Quentin Williams doubled his own stats, and he doubled Osa's stats.
Right.
When he showed up.
And then you fast forward on that same premise to Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, and you have to get it. And then, Joey, Odigizua goes and sacks. First sack of the game, but it's when you had to have it. And I'm like, damn. When's the last time we've seen that? Since Micah Parsons left. We haven't. So now the things change. Now you can go out and you can stymie a run game. How do I know that? Saquon Barkley had 22 yards for the game. I'm gonna say that again. He had his longest run was 7 yards. He had 22 for the game. This is your reigning offensive player of the year. Breece Hall. Well, Dallas asses out.
Hey man, I'll be sure. He said it's just like night and day.
Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle told you the week before. Rico Dowdle called his shot and went and gave you 2 bigs.
And he went and gave us 180.
So I'm like, damn. Then Saquon Barkley, you thinking, well, in the old iteration, the old identity,
right?
Saquon Barkley's probably going a career single game high, 250.
Like maybe 300. I don't know. Like
something ridiculous. But you make this deal, you get some guys back, again, highlighted by the big Q. And Saquon Barkley is held to 22 yards. And I think that second half offensive stat for Philly was just mind-numbing. Like they just ran the shit up in the first, 18 minutes? And then after that, Nathan, I don't know that they had 120 yards total offense.
Shit on first down.
So now to land it to the point of this topic, their identity is one that you now have that dynamic defense is still that, but now you have a defense that can go out and credibly stop people. This again, you had the dismissive Raiders win. Oh, it was just the Raiders. But now you get to defend the Super Bowl champs and their vaunted run game and their vaunted passing attack. Because let's please not minimize this. That's the same team with the same cast of characters offensively that features Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Brown, AJ Brown, and Saquon Barkley, and Dallas Goedert. And they went out being 21 down and said, you're not going to get shit else. Yep. Like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me, and I can't believe I'm putting this in the same sentence, is this where I'm landed? That the damn Dallas Cowboys defense imposed their will and said and decided they were going to stop some people and could do the shit?
There you go.
Okay, so now the identity has changed. My fear, which I think we'll probably segue into, is that will the early money left on the table be enough or be too much to overcome now that the identity has changed? And I landed right there.
Well, okay. So because we got to move. We spent a lot of time on the first topic. So I do want us to progress through. We're not going to get all
let's get to it.
So I do want to talk, with that being said, I do want to go talk about, we talked about George Pickens, and I think we all kind of encapsulated that because I love me some George Pickens, man. Just saying. Well, I mean, we can do the look ahead in the final word, man. We're an hour in.
Sure.
So with that being said, listen, from what I've seen from the tape from 2 weeks, I'm not fearing the goddamn Kansas City Chiefs. I'm just not. And I love me some goddamn Patrick Mahomes. Boy, I love Patrick. I just do.
Of course.
I love everything he's built around.
You should.
I love when we went to go cover the Super Bowl in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And shout out to Richard, rest in peace to Richard. I got to go see him speak after winning that Super Bowl victory against the Eagles. Just talking about, his father and the impact his father had and so on and so forth. That's a man. That's a young man that is to be mimicked. Like, you want your kid to be like Patrick Mahomes.
No doubt.
But in 2 days, FDN, F that you know what?
Yes.
They are vulnerable. Like we let in with
no doubt.
days ago.
No
we
doubt.
can beat the goddamn Kansas City Chiefs, man.
Yes.
We can beat the goddamn Kansas City Chiefs. So from the look at
take away that run game. Take away that run game, make them one-dimensional.
Which we can do. So from the standpoint of looking ahead, gentlemen, I want to know how you feel about going into a huge game. I mean, Thanksgiving game, it don't matter if you're playing the Washington Generals. Everybody eyes gonna be on, sport, not even contingent. You know what I mean? You put the Cowboys against the Texas Southern Tigers, everybody gonna watch the damn football game. It is what it is. But in all seriousness, we got a big game against a team that is a recent Super Bowl, participant, recent Super Bowl winner. What are your insights? What do you view us going forward and looking ahead to our future? Because we have to go on a run. We got to go on a run. Yeah. So what do you think going forward? Shout out to eBlack TV since I ain't signed my account for this. Shout out to eBlack. Go ahead, man.
We have mirror schedules with Detroit, oddly enough, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the Thanksgiving shit, no longer an advantage. Fucking Goodell saw to that with his hatred of the Cowboys. All right. So Detroit plays Thursday. The Cowboys also play Thursday. Then they link up that next Thursday. And I feel like the games are kind of intertwined, mainly because the scheduling and they're just kind of must games. You know what I'm saying? You got to have them. And I agree with what Clip said in that KC is definitely vulnerable. All right. They got a good win over a Colts team. Just how good is that Colts team? Okay. I think we'll see a little bit more going forward. All right. In terms of just how good that Colts team is. Mm-hmm. All right. Texas guys from Texas or anywhere near Dallas, when they come home, man, it's a clown fest. They hog out. Whether it's my old classmate, Eric Pegram from North Texas.
Eric Pegram.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, Pegram was cold in flag football. You should have seen,
I know him well. Oh, yeah.
And his brother Derek had super thick Coke bottle glasses, but was like a 10-1 sprinter. They were just so and Eric was just, man, he was cold. But Eric Pegram, Bam Morris, Tim Brown, we can go down to this. Cats that come from Texas and come back and play the Cowboys. It's usually they are on their game. Now, again, as I said, they're going to have, you want to make them one-dimensional. It sounds like they're going to have Pacheco. I mean, y'all know how I feel about Pacheco. Hell, how us on the show feel about Pacheco, man. They don't win the bowl that one year without Pacheco. Brother was muy macho. You know what I'm saying? He was that dude.
Yeah,
no doubt. Legit. Now,
no doubt.
He's going to play, but their best offensive lineman, oddly enough, it's not Creed Humphrey, who's a great center. Smith, their guard, that's their main dude, right? Like the cat that you see on the commercials. I don't think he's going to play. All right. So Cowboys have got their situation with Guyton. Again, man, as crazy as it sounds.
I know where you're going.
Think about saying this with this Cowboys secondary.
Come on. I know where you're going.
This defense. Make Mahomes pass. Seriously? That's what we're saying? Yes, that's what we're saying. It's the best path. If you've seen any Kansas City games this year, man, when they're one-dimensional, it's a fucking struggle for them. As dope as Mahomes is, he's Jordan in football pads. I think he still has a fine chance to be the greatest of all time. I really believe that. He's the guy with the shot to do that.
He got plenty of time.
I think right now, man, make him one-dimensional. Make him throw the football. And wow, who knew? The Cowboys with Quinn and Williams, all of a sudden they have the defense to be able to do that.
Right on.
There you go.
Hoop that is.
Man,
So I totally agree with the sentiment that the Chiefs are vulnerable. I mean, if you look back at this season, I've seen probably 5 to 6 of their games front to back. Savvy and experience got them that game against the Colts. They eked that one out. And they were in a situation much like Dallas going into the Philly game. That was a game they absolutely could not lose if they were going to harbor any thought of a postseason. They couldn't drop that game to the Colts.
Correct.
And so, the savvy, obviously the championship medal, when you talk about, guys like Mahomes, Jones, and obviously Kelsey. I mean, they I think they helped. And of course, you got the great Andy Reid, but I think the guys on the field helped will them to that must win. And now they're facing another one, as are the Cowboys, which makes the dynamic of this game, even more special in my eyes because, you got a team that looked like it was just going through the motions in Dallas. And now we spent the last 10 minutes talking about how that identity and narrative has changed. And now you're harboring some small hope and chance, a very minuscule chance, let's be clear. All the odds metrics that come out, Dallas right now is a 10% chance of making the playoffs. 10.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's a very small chance. But as they said in Dumb and Dumber, so you're telling me there's a chance.
A chance.
Well, I thought that chance was near non-existent.
Yeah!
And you're looking at a when you're talking about a team in Kansas City, it's been a struggle for them this year. Especially when you have a guy, the caliber of, like Joey said, the guys in the caliber of the future GOAT conversation in Patrick Mahomes.
Hold on. I got to stop the show. Shout out to Zen with the graphic back there with the tackle on Pat Mahomes. Oh my God,
that's production on the fly right there, brother.
Hey, don't y'all feel like Baltimore, Buffalo, and KC and Philly can straight get got this year?
Oh, absolutely. The Texans
don't y'all feel like they can get got?
Absolutely. Hey, that's good. Hey, that's great work, Zen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me throw Detroit's whole ass in there too.
Yeah, right? Absolutely.
I thought that Detroit game was unwinnable. Unfucking winnable. Cannot win. Tally Shire already booked reservations.
True
Fuck
enough.
That. They don't look the same.
Hold on, but we're not taking away from Zen with this. Like,
no, that is an absolute dope ass grab
right now.
On the fly, at that.
On the fly.
That's dope as shit. Shout out to our producers, the Zen. Hold on, the Zen Master, because that's some Zen Master shit right there.
Oh man, I ain't even do that.
Yeah, but yeah, man, to land it on this on the look ahead, you can't look any further than Thursday.
Whatever, man, they all could get got. They all can get this fucking work.
Yeah,
another. That's how I'm
another big matchup. It's going to be real interesting because both teams have to have it, and it's going to become another test of wills. If you told me about this game prior to the Q trade and the guys they got back, I'd be like, man, Kansas City's gonna dog walk that ass. Now with it, what we've seen, again, the tape being the tape, and the fact that we literally saw what we haven't seen, and we touched on the fact that the Cowboys showed a mettle and a resolve that we've not seen when things are adverse. We've just not seen that. And when you do that, again, not against the Raiders, but against the defending champs, how do you not go into this game having seen what you've just seen with somewhat legitimate optimism of Dallas having what it takes to get that game? And that's, to me, that's where I landed is I'm legitimately optimistic, predicated on this huge win and the manner of the win going into Thursday. I mean, they got to have it. The lines are drawn in the sand for both teams. Mm-hmm. I think both teams' playoff chances are like, kind of on life support at best. Whoever loses that game. So it's all on the line. And they're both on short weeks. They both came over really emotional comeback wins. Both eked them out there at the end. It's going to be some high drama, man, and I'm here for it. And fuck them Chiefs. Go Cowboys.
There you go. FTC.
Yeah, you should. be optimistic. Now,
Yeah.
I'm half empty guy, so I'm always pessimistic. But man, everything y'all are saying, everything we've seen, the film, the shit Clipper's saying, the film DB saying, like everything. You should fucking be optimistic. I can't believe I'm saying this. You should fucking be optimistic. You fucking shut up, man. You should. Like, damn, dog. The boys got it going right now. A little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. This goes to like what we always preach over here. That whether it's beat that ass, whether it's bank those wins, or whatever. So I got another one. It's FTWGTW. Fuck that. We got to get that win. If we gonna be talking about all this shit that we gonna get back to glory and the triplets and all this goofy ass shit we've been talking about for 3 decades, yo, we got to go through some goddamn tried and tested teams. Now, listen, the Raiders
good ass Cowboy teams win on Thanksgiving.
Come on. Our first slump hole was the Raiders, and we bit the Raiders over and worked the Raiders. That's our slump buster. Then we had the bad bitch to deal with, and we took the bad bitch. We took
the measuring stick, the blueprint.
We took it to we took it to the Cheesecake Factory, and we showed her a good time. And she said, "Yeah, I usually don't do this, but yeah," and we got that right.
Yeah. You usually don't do this. You did this just for me tonight.
Just for me though. Oh well, you got it when she was vulnerable. Okay, I got it though. Then so now we got another bad.
This is a one-time thing. This is a one-time thing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. It's like on Superbad, like when the girl said, "Oh, be the mistake. I should have done it." We can be that mistake. So you took care of business.
Yeah.
Took care of business. So now you got another bad B. You know, she a little down on her luck. She had a kid that she didn't expect. You know, got a baby, but in her day she used to be very bad.
We got a chance for that. I'm 3 for 34. Your ass is doing this tonight.
Come on. So we got another bad one with a little bit of damage on it.
We head to the house tonight.
We heading to the house. So I'm making the analogies, to be funny, but I'm saying if we're going to be this team that's going to have this, this epic year, go out and have them. Guess what, bro? You got to go through some fire. So we got to go beat the Chiefs. We got to go beat the Lions. We got to go beat the goddamn Vikings. No more excuses. Listen, our roster is so much different than when we dropped to the Panthers, when we dropped to the Cardinals, when we dropped to the Bears. I mean, even though the Bears are playing good football, all truth being said. But nah, man, you can't hide behind no, favorable matchups. It's time to start putting some belt to some ass. So to the point of the thing is we got to go out there and start popping people in the mouth, be like, yo, I don't know what you thought this shit was, but this shit is what it is right now. And speaking of popping shit in the mouth, I want to give this last parting word before I give my take up. And I put this in Hoop Jordan Group. Javonte Williams, from a rushing standpoint, has been godsend for us. I think he just crossed the 1,000-yard threshold or close to it. Y'all correct me in the chat if I'm incorrect there. But one thing, so I'm in sales. So on Saturdays and Sundays I work. Well, recently I'm back on Sundays. So sometimes I miss parts of the games. But when I watch the game, Javonte Williams is a freaking dog out there. That dude has a propensity to pick up blocks.
Set your watch by the guy.
Huh?
You could set your watch by him.
Come on now.
20 for 80 every fucking game.
Come on now.
16 for 80, 20 for 88. Every fucking forward lean. None of this second 9 shit. It changes your football. It helps your football. All right?
It changes everything.
Man. He has been, I am amazed at their efficiency offensively. The son of a bitch may have cracked 20 carries once this year.
Yeah.
It's 85 to fucking 88. What we said before the season, we can live with. from our lead back. Shit, if we got a 75, we'd be juiced. And now, don't look now. Here's the guy that McFat-ass didn't trust in San Francisco. Malik Davis running over motherfuckers like Rodney Hampton. All right. He got activated as Elam got sent packing. Oh, yeah, we're going to bring this Davis kid up. You look at that running back room, and it's like, okay, we got Javonte Williams. And I'm thinking, damn, man, you don't hear anything about anybody else. 40 Ounce doesn't get a lot of carries. They mix Turpin in every now and then. Okay. And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, we activated this cat, Malik Davis. But boy, I tell you what, that's something like he was shot out of a cannon. All right. Like he was running that. That's all you can ask. Run that bitch up in there like you mean it.
Hey,
that's
man, I'm going to
ask from the guy.
Well, hold on.
Like you mean it.
Let me land real quick, though.
Hold on to football. I mean, shit, man. I mean, I'm such a pessimist that it is just hard for me to even realize and fathom all the good shit that's pointing their way, man. Like all of this, and Flournoy needs to be the fucking third receiver while I'm at it. All right, like all this shit is just it's hurting the fucking way, and I don't want to replace it.
Hold on, let me go ahead and land, man, because I appreciate the passion. Let me go ahead and land it though. Because all this stuff invigorates the emotion, and I'm with you all the way. And shout out to Danny, saying he subscribed up. So appreciate that. Hope you did on the
appreciate that, man.
Side and the hoop jargon side. Hope you did both of those. But no, I mean, this evokes the passion. When you see like real football being played from these unsung positions, it really gets you going. So I did again recall what you
first of all, Danny, I'm on the fucking show. I'll scream any fucking time I want. How about that?
Hey, no, don't worry about that. You good. So, but again, so 87 yards, that's great. I mean, we want that, obviously. But I saw specifically 2 plays that he picked up a blitz that allowed Dak to deliver a pass that would normally be under duress, a deflection, or a straight-up sack. And he picked that bitch up. And we know how these running backs go. They do not want to do that shit because I want my shine. I want my numbers. I want my yards.
Great point.
And that's what I love about that Javonte Williams guy. And by the numbers, and shout out to Hoop Jargon member Logan Wilson, by the numbers, he leads all running backs in pass block snaps. So he commits to blocking to progress the whole unit. So he told me that before I even knew that stat, because I'm like, I saw 2 throws and I'm like, oh shit. And I put that in the group chat for you guys. I'm like, yo, like Javonte's out there picking up goddamn critical goddamn blocks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if he don't pick that shit up, bro, that's a
play. The play's blown up. Yep.
Hey, ask Parcells about that shit. Ask Parcells about being able to pass block. And it can ruin your whole fucking season if you can't do it as a running back.
Absolutely.
It can cost you your fucking season.
Absolutely. So I landed here. So I want to give Javonte his flowers too, because again, George Pickens is the easy guy to give his flowers to. Because George Pickens, listen, man, I'm right here with it. Like, I'm loving everything I'm seeing.
1,000%.
Javonte Williams not only is being our bell cow that we've been, longing for since Zeke in his prime, but he's also doing the intangibles. And that shit wins football games. And that's why I'm optimistic. I mean, listen, 30 years of being, optimistic to a fault. But when you see shit like that turns into wins. So let's recap it all together. Go ahead.
Hey,
JC.
Salary and expectations, Javonte Williams, A+.
Yeah, A+. Because he's so to recap what our offense is, why it's been the best offense, in my opinion, since inception. We got the 2 best receivers. We got an MVP caliber quarterback. We got a 1,000 run running back who also, now that we've kind of seen his reputation, is equally valuable with his run blocking. We got an O-line, it's a little bit of shifty. You know, we got a lot of young guys.
Top three guard combo in football.
Yeah,
Guard combo. Easily.
So we got some room to improve there, but we got the minutia to go further. And then we got the weapons like Kevon Turpin. We got Flonroy. We got also
Jake. You probably got like a Pro Bowl tight end in Jake.
Yeah, shit. I just overwalked that. So in the Cowboys fan wet dream, we got the tools to really be a dominant force that can just catch fire late and actually be a fixture. And I'll land my plane there.
And it's not flighty; it's efficient.
Yeah,
it's unbelievably efficient. Look at the numbers. All right, DB, tell me it's not efficient. It's crazy efficient. It's not, 30 Javonte carries. It's not 50 Dak passes.
Correct.
Every fucking week, right?
Y'all know my word.
Every week.
Y'all know my word that I'm big on. Balance. Cowboys offense has balance. They can grind it. They can hit you. They can go 97 from the 3-yard line in 10 plays. They can also hit you with the big play, right? To be able to have that dynamic, they can work the seams. They can go over the top and the outside. They can turn around, hand it to Javonte. They can spell him, give it to Malik Davis, who runs like the renters do in eviction courts tomorrow morning. I mean, I'm telling you, bro. I mean, when you've got that kind of balance, right? And you got the guy, the trigger man, who's putting it on people. He's making the reads by and large for the most part, finding the right guy, putting the throws where they need to be.
You give Davis more carries this week, right? Give Davis more carries this week, right?
Yeah. I as a matter of fact, just because of the short week, would love to see Davis to get 6 to 8, maybe.
I'm gonna say his last thing. You know what's become my newest favorite thing about watching Dak Prescott is when I see him quick snap and he goes straight to his first read. I'm like, George Pickens.
Decisive read, yep.
I'm like, George Pickens is open. And I haven't had that feeling since Dez Bryant with Tony Romo. When he go that quick first read, because Dez Bryant
when you knew the back shoulder fade was coming?
Absolutely. He beat that MF off.
They're not stopping that. Yep.
I'm like, you ain't stopping that. I know it's somebody.
A good call. Like, where that bitch is going, and they are not stopping.
Yeah. And we have that now. And we have the second and third options. This is why I'm
he's more comfortable. He's more comfortable now than he was earlier in the year and just dropping back and throwing their bits to Pickens.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And I see him come out early. I'm like, oh, shit. That now. He saw something with Pickens.
Hey, man, throw that GP. What's GP running? Get GP off.
Yeah. GP, are you with me? Oh, yeah.
It really does have that Aikman. It does have that Aikman to Irvin slant. Romo's back shoulder fade to Dez. Pickens to GP. Either on that slant. But here's what I didn't know, was they kind of highlighted, and which has been fun to watch. I know we spent a lot of time on GP, but we didn't know these things because the sell job, which really didn't need to be sold, was he was a 50-50 guy. But man, I didn't know he was twitchy. I didn't know he could just lose people at the line of scrimmage like he could. I didn't know his yards after the catch. This some bitch glides through defenses after he catches the ball like a gazelle. I'm like, wait a minute, he's got that too? And to where the 50-50 stuff is a foregone conclusion. I'm like, damn. But I love that point, Cliff. You know where he's going. It's decisive, and you can't stop it.
And that's something Dak ain't had
since Dez.
Arguably, and he didn't like Dez like that because
he really didn't like Dez like that. You're right. I would say his closest was probably the Blue Lagoon. What's that guy? The slot guy forever, Beasley.
Beasley. I forgot about Cole Beasley. Shit.
Cole Beasley. That was probably his closest. The Blue Lagoon.
Cole was this guy.
Yeah. That was probably the closest he's had. But I love the point though.
Fuck up. Yep. All right, so y'all, as we wrap the show up, man, I hope y'all like the recap. Listen, we telling y'all right now, the numbers don't say it. The probability is against it. it's something special with this Cowboys team, man. And I think we walked it down pretty prevalently so you can kind of parse through it to kind of see that this just may be a different situation. Listen, man, salute to Quentin Williams. Salute to, man, again, GP is my new man crush, as it were. This dude out there, I didn't know who the hell George Pickens was like that. I'll be honest with you. Watching him play week to week, especially when CD was out, and to see him put that shit on his shoulders, bro, listen, I ain't played football past 8th grade. I coached it in middle school when I went back to coach and teach. So I know a little bit about football. When I know a dude, I know a dude.
Indeed.
George Pickens is a dude.
He's a dude. He's an absolute.
I didn't know he was like that.
No,
I didn't know he was like that.
Yeah.
Man, your boy is like that.
And I'm glad he on my
It's
team.
fun to watch.
So fuck all these pundits who say that, oh, you spent too much for Quentin Williams. Oh, the 2 verses. Nigga, we can't draft D tackles. I don't give a shit. If we burn 2, we burn 2. Because we burned one on Mozzie and he sucks. So
hey, what did DB say? What did DB say? DB said we ain't had one since Ratliff. DB nailed that.
And Ratliff wasn't no world beater.
We ain't had one since Ratliff.
And Ratliff was solid. He was good. He wasn't no world beater, right? Last time we had a guy like that, we had to outsource him with one Charles Haley, right? So like, yo, we're not good at that. So let's accept it. We're good. And shout out to Will McClay. He's good at everything else, but D tackle, not so much. Or Russell Miller, or like a Russell Maryland kind of guy.
Well, I mean, I feel like Lawrence was different for a minute. You know, I liked Lawrence from the first time I saw him. I thought he was real dynamic. But Williams is that and a little bit more. Yeah. You know, I know they play different positions, different styles. Williams is just unbelievably dynamic. You just look at the film on this guy. It's absurd, man. He's doubling and tripling what he did in 9 games with the Jets.
Correct.
In 2 games with the Cowboys. Right? Like, think he's happy to be here? Right? We've talked about it before, man. Right? I'm telling y'all, Micah is hurt by not being here. And the inverse of that is true, all right, as Kenny Clark becomes the center of attention at every party he goes to. Quentin Williams is like, damn, man, I was lost in New York. New York City, no one knew who I was. Now I'm in with the Cowboys, and this shit hits different. It's on, right? Like, that shit's palpable. I don't care what you say.
And I landed here, man. Also, his play recognition. When you break down the film of Quentin Wilson, he's very good. Or Williams, rather, he's good with play recognition. He can detect when it's pass. He can detect when it's run, and those are kind of things you need.
Oh, God, the first step.
Your first step.
He needs double teams with that shit. And I'm like, man, look at this. He's like that.
Yes.
Like we said about Pickens. He's like that.
Absolutely. 100%.
He's like that. I mean, that's all you can say, right? Like, and dudes that are like that, they help you football.
Yeah, they tend to be good at football, and they tend to help your football team out. So with that being said, man, y'all hit the like button on the way out, subscribe, hit that notification bell on both channels, on Pass the Joint podcast and on Hoop Jargon on my side of the world. So every video you'll be notified before we actually go live, man. Because listen, you're getting Cowboy content that's not fanboy shit. We're not spending 1,000 minutes talking about CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens and all that. Listen, because we know CeeDee Lamb will get his shit right. That's not the case. Let's talk about the trenches. Let's talk about things that actually affect football games. And so I hope y'all appreciate what we do over here. And also follow us on Twitter, man, at No Chaser Cowboys Pod. Y'all follow us over there as well. So we'll start dropping that so you guys can go over there a little easier. So I appreciate y'all being here.
Sorry about that, y'all. A little power outage. My bad.
You good. And we appreciate, Zen for doing what he does on the back end.
Absolutely.
and my co-host, man. You guys bring it every time. And listen, man, best Cowboys podcast confirmed. Argue with your grandma. All right, so with that being said, let's peace out. Straight no chaser.
Straight no chaser.
There you go, D Brown. Down the gullet.
Go Cowboys.
Indeed.
We see y'all.
Go
Actually, we
Cowboys.
see y'all in 2 days. We're gonna do it Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Well, tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow with the preview for the game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all want to miss that show. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.